All right, welcome to the Bull of MLM, Network Marketing Warfare. I'm Dominick Izzo, and I'm in the network marketing industry. These videos on this channel are meant to help you make a decision whether or not you're going to get involved with network marketing, or if you're in it currently and you're frustrated because you're not getting any sales, you're not getting any recruits, and everybody you see on network marketing has the whole, well, all you got to do is get two people concept, and man, it's been months, maybe even been years, and you haven't even gotten two people yet, and you're wondering what you're doing. But somebody else is sliding in your DMs today saying, I just got involved with this great new company. And this owner, the owner just took another company to $1 billion. Now he's opening this one. Let me set your mind at ease. This is a pro network marketing MLM channel. I'm in the industry and I have been since 2012. I love the industry. It is simply sales and recruiting. That's all it is. And on this channel, what we do is we review content, both from the anti-MLM community and the pro-MLM community, to get rid of the garbage, because their content still is their product, as is this with mine. My content is free sales training for you to improve your network marketing business. I'm never going to sell you a program. I'm never going to say, hey, train with me. It's going to cost you X amount of thousands of dollars to build your business. Whatever I put up online is the exact same thing that I'm going to teach you if you wind up getting with me in person. And there's my number at the bottom of the screen, 708-982-0974. I don't care what company you're with. Anytime you have a question about the MLM business, send me a text, give me a call, and I will help you improve your team. Listen, the easiest way that I found to look at MLM is simply this, and I'm going to give you my secret, if you will, that I think should be spread across America, especially in our country, when it comes to sales and network marketing, and that is you work for your team. Your upline's never going to work for you. I've talked about this several times in videos. You need to become fully self-sufficient, fully independent, and fully capable when it comes to network marketing to be able to pitch on your own, cold call on your own, recruit on your own, objection handle, sell everything on your own. The third-party content, or the third-party call that you will, like I got to get your upline on the phone, that's a recipe for disaster in my personal opinion. You need to get good enough where you don't need them. The second key for this business is you need to know exactly what your number is to make a car payment a month. A lot of you think that you're going to make $1 million in your first 6 months, and that's why you came in. But let's be honest, 99% of us out there don't even know what $1 million is. So why are we pitching that? Right? Why are we trying to promote a business which people can't grasp fundamentally? What we can grasp fundamentally is, hey, listen, I'm going to help you make a car payment a month. That's my standard. When it comes to that, then you have to be able to make that on your own before you even recruit person number one. What I mean by that is find out exactly in your MLM business, if you're selling a product or a service for you without recruiting anybody, how many sales does it take for you alone to reach that $500, let's say $500 a month is your car payment, $500 a month on your own. How many sales, how many units, how many whatever do you need to be able to do that? After you've done that, the progress is simply helping as many people on your team be able to do that. When you recruit somebody in, this is where I think the power of network marketing is. You don't recruit somebody and then say, well, just get people on the phone with me. What you need to do is you need to wind up starting to recruit, sell for the person you brought in. This is how the industry is going to change. You don't leave people out on the wind and to say, well, just go watch this video, go learn this, just call your friends and family. You need to start actively selling for your team. Now, I know a lot of you in your business model, your corporate's like, well, we don't really encourage that. And the excuse always is from your upline. If you say, hey, listen, I just recruited Jane in, I'm going to start getting Jane orders. What do you mean? I'm going to cold call, I'm going to find people, and then I'm going to put them under Jane as sales. Now, to avoid any issues with compliance, I'm always 100% transparent with the people I bring in. Hey, listen, Joe, I just pitched you, I closed you. This is my team member. This is Jane. This is what I do. This is a network marketing business. I am going to be available to you 24/7. Your Jane is going to be your person, if you, so to speak, your representative, but you'll always have access to me. I'm technically your representative as well too, because Jane is under me. So as long as you're fully transparent and you don't get somebody who says, well, I thought I was doing business with you, that's an issue. Tell the truth always in network marketing. Be transparent as possible. Never violate corporate guidelines, but sell for the people that are underneath you. It's as simple as that. In my opinion, the power of this industry for a successful team is you get to your, let's just say it takes you 50 orders to get to that $500 a month. Once you do that, you start working with the person underneath you. And maybe you sell 30 and they sell 20, but you've got that person underneath you and up to that level. And in the process, they're learning methods, ways to improve their sales skills. And if they never get it, you're going to find what they're good at to help improve the team building purpose. And then when they recruit somebody in, you both then do that same process. And maybe both of you guys get 20 orders apiece for that person underneath you, and they get 10 on their own. Would you see what I'm saying is the division of work as time goes on, as long as you are getting the right people in there and you are laying out the business model that you set first going forward, you're going to have a successful team. Because here's the deal. The more transparent you are about things, you're not going to be recruiting 30 people a year. You may be recruiting 3 people a year, but those 3 people are going to be invested in you because you said that you showed that you're invested into them. And the biggest goal in network marketing is simply this: to get people to buy your product or service and then keep them going. It's a membership. It's a monthly, or however it is with you, renewal for a product. Every month you want people reordering the product, or however it is in your business. That being said, how are you getting people to do that? In the long grand scheme of things, when it comes down to what I think is probably a brilliant plan, is the Robert Kiyosaki model, which is you start looking at people as franchises. You opened up your business with the company that you're in. You wound up getting your 50 orders or whatever it is for your business to get your car payment a month. You're secure on that. Now you want to duplicate that. Well, when you get somebody in as a customer, one of the great methods for network marketing to keep them staying on the product is to show them the benefits, if you can, of becoming a representative. This way, in theory, when they wind up profiting, that profit they get as a representative covers the cost of their own product that they would pay every month. I think it's a brilliant business model. You're honestly looking at setting up more franchises, more recruits underneath you, and getting them to stay on the product. How you do that is you just consistently present value. And I know that that's thrown around so damn much, it's ridiculous. Presenting value, how do we do that? We work for people. We work for them. The amount of time and effort you need to put in this business if you do want to be successful, it's a lot. It's a lot. And it's going to take a long time for you to reach that level of success that some people think that they're going to get overnight. You're just not going to do it. But your solid foundation is going to be built if you work for people. So again, my method is cut down the recruiting, find out exactly what you need to do to sell to hit a car payment a month. Then that's a tangible goal that you get, and then duplicate that with as many people as possible by working for them. And you also have to set that standard for your team. When you come in, hey, I'll recruit you, I'll work with you, but this is what I want. When we get a new person coming in, it's all hands on deck. And if we have 5 of us on a team, that's all we have. We have 5 people, and 4 of you guys are underneath me, but then Jeff brings in someone. Everyone stops, and everyone focuses on getting Jeff's recruit to the same level we're at. The more people you have doing that, the stronger your team will be by having that immediate success. And you can't guarantee everybody's going to work as hard as you. It's a theory. And it's an honor system of hoping people will see the level of compassion and effort you're putting in people by working for them. And in the long run, you're going to build a stronger team by people saying, you know, I came into this business, and the last 3 network marketing businesses that we're in, my upline just let me sink or swim. Hey, just get 2 people on the phone with me. And it never happened. Here, I came in, and in the first month, 5 people sat there, and each one of them got 4 orders apiece for me, and I'm making money in month 1. That's what we want, and that's how we want to change the industry. Instead of focusing on worshiping the guru at the top of our business, we are going to work and focus on the people that we bring in, and we're going to wind up showing them that we're here for them. We work for the downlines. We do not try to appease or placate the upline. The upline, if they want a piece of this because they see what we're doing, they'll work for us instead as well too, right? I want to take a look at this video. This is the real truth about network marketing scams, lies, and pyramid schemes. This is by Raw Beauty Christie, and it's got nearly 300,000 views on it. When we do these videos, I'm going to negate everything. And you guys get 2 schools when you look at the network marketing pro videos and the anti ones. It's either negative in support and counter to the video, or it's just pro. Nobody talks about the reality of what it is. Sales. I think, honestly, you should be watching people like Jordan Belfort, the straight line theory he's got for it. You should be watching Tim Sales. You should be watching Todd Falcone. You should be watching Oren Clough for learning how to pitch and close and sell. So again, that's Tim Sales, network marketing. Todd Falcone, network marketing. Jessie Lee Ward, who passed, she has a brilliant catalog and library of videos that will be up in perpetuity. That's the greatest gift for those of us who are in the network marketing space. Jordan Belfort, the Wolf of Wall Street, who is the greatest sales trainer on the planet. And in my opinion, Oren Clough, because a lot of you guys need to know how to set a meeting. The problem that we have in network marketing is it's way too casual. It's not a professional business. We allow anybody and their mother on our team without any standards. Set your standards. You need to tell people, hey, listen, I want a very big professional network marketing team. I don't want Zoom calls where your kids are running around in the background. I want you on time, camera on. Don't be in your car. Be in a well-lit, well-audioed area. Look presentable, business casual at the very least. Dress appropriately for this job. Show some pride in it and treat it as if it's a business. We got too many of us who are in t-shirts, jeans, talking to people like, hey, bro, yeah, bro, what's your business like? Or whatever. Hey, hun, all that. We need to change that. This is a job, but if you treat it like it's a profession, it will treat you back just as well. Let's take a look at this video together. Let's go over this and let's just see what she has to say about it. And it's my job to counter any of the arguments they have, and we'll go from there.
We all know about MLMs, but most of us know about them from your friend on Facebook. Many people are just looking for success in their lives, for financial freedom, to be able to stay home, to be able to work less, to be able to make more money. Maybe you're not happy with your current situation in life. And a lot of these people will fall hard into an MLM because of the promise of a six-figure income, financial freedom, to be your own boss, to work from home, be able to support yourself and your family, your children, especially when this offer comes from your friends or your family or somebody that you trust, know, and love. But myself, I'm tired. I'm tired of seeing people that I love be taken advantage of. People that are just trying to help themselves, help their families, get themselves out of their situation, be lied to on false promises only to end up in a worse mental state and a worse financial situation than they went in with, failing the business opportunity that you were lied to about, when in reality, it was designed for you to fail. I'm gonna give my own personal experiences with MLMs in this video because yes, I myself have been subject to being sucked into an MLM. I personally don't take well to seeing my friends, family, peers fall into these manipulative, predatory business structures that will, without a doubt, leave them worse off financially, feeling worse mentally, and while feeling embarrassed, shamed, and guilty like they're failures when you were set up to fail. This video is about showing the reality behind MLMs, the real information that's hidden behind the guise of team calls and conventions and financial freedom, promises of cars, wealth, success, and none of that, actually none of that, is achievable for 99% of the people who sign up. And that number is not just thrown out there. That is a proven fact given to you by the actual MLMs themselves in their income disclosure statements.
I've done a lot of these videos where I've talked about the numbers, where they wind up talking about the percentage rate. Number one, here's the one thing that's subjective that they never talk about. So if you're like, oh my God, and you haven't seen any of my other content, 99% of people fail in network marketing. I did a mock debate with Cece Suarez where she leveraged, and she got caught up in it, where she was talking about the 70 to 80% of people fail in network marketing. Number one, the stats that they take them from are always, the last one that they used was like a Wisconsin study from the 80s that had 20,000 people surveyed. And so it's just like polling for election time. They're going to say 87 people present or prefer this candidate. Well, they never talk about how many people they polled. And I am making this for my argument, but I also want to present you with some information to go forward. When Cece in the video talked about real estate, then as she was pulling it up, she was shocked because she said her new sister-in-law was in real estate, but they showed 85 to 90% of the people who get involved in real estate fail. You have to understand that sadly, one of the things they don't talk about when it comes, because you can't measure this. They never talk about the amount of time spent or the amount of effort, because effort is completely subjective when it comes to network marketing, that people put in and they failed in their business. Meaning, it's not a 40-hour work week. You'll just hear people say, this is what I got, and this is what I put into it, this is it. You'll never hear how long were you in the business for. It's never, I was in the business for 10 years. I was in the business for 2 weeks. I was in the business for 2 years, 2 months. It's all over the place when it comes down to these polls and surveys. And 90% of these people, to my knowledge, are never asked, how many hours a day did you work this? Well, I did it for 3 calls in a month, and then I lasted 6 months and I made no money. You see what I'm saying? There's no tool that measures the standard of failure. It's literally people who come in and then they're polled and said, yeah, I failed. I was set up for failure. There's nothing subjective when it comes down to realistically measuring these polls. It's just, hey, I failed and that's it. So we need to be fair on that. But to the credit, what I can't stand, and I align with the anti-MLM community on this, is the false promises. And I got brought in the business. You're going to be a millionaire in your first 6 months. And I can't tell you how many times I've heard people say that until it's like, don't lie. Network marketing, in my opinion, is a fantastic structure. You are literally selling a product and trying to get people to sell the product. That's all it is. That's it. You're recruiting. There's nothing more than that. And you're selling. There's nothing more than that. When it comes to being set up for failure, that's the individuals. That's the people who are doing the TikTok and the Instagram reels became infamous during the lockdown. You got a bunch of bored housewives who were doing, remember the pointing at the bubble words that popped up? You get music in the background, and then somebody would pop to this one, and words, financial freedom, time freedom, retire your husband. And that's how they made their money. It was appealing. There was no tactics to it, and it was just duplicate my method and gain an interest. And that's how a lot of people built their success. It's garbage. It was garbage. And they had a level of influence doing it. Sadly, one of the other parts is the network marketing industry is a predatory business on weak-minded people who are looking for an easy path. It's water, path of least resistance. You have people with no discernible skill sets, no sales. It's 60% women are saturated in this industry. Housewives, single moms, people who are vulnerable to the flash and grab of the little shiny, sparkly toy that's dangled in front of them. And they go for it with zero training, with zero expectation from them, and with zero training that is legitimate to them. It's all emotion and hype. That's all it is. So I stand with the anti-MLM community in this industry for that. But when it comes down to the reality of it, those studies are all garbage. It's literally, hey, what did you do? I was in network marketing and I quit. I failed. Okay, mark that down. Nobody has a standard of reference for a subjective tool that measures what failure was in the industry. Nobody has that yet.
You might not know the term, but you most definitely know somebody in one. Google defines an MLM, or multi-level marketing, as a strategy that some direct sales companies use to encourage existing distributors to recruit new distributors who are paid a percentage of their recruits' sales. The recruits are the distributors' downline. Distributors also make money through direct sales of products to customers. In MLMs, there can be hundreds of thousands of members worldwide, but relatively few, if any, earn a meaningful or significant income from their efforts, indicating
one of these reasons I blame this on, and why this is another thing too we have. The anti-MLM community is saturated with women who do makeup tutorials as they're talking. This is a trend. So if we're going to look at something here too, we're not professionals in this business. Think of who this appeases. The anti-MLM community is primarily women. It's primarily women. They do makeup tutorials, and it's a coffee clutch, and they complain about the industry. That's negative female energy, and it saturates in the network marketing business. If you look at your uplines too, it's a very mean girls club in the network marketing space. And we need to change that as well too. I wish that more masculine energy came in, more men came in and adopted the mindset of sales in the business. But right now we still have women running this industry who do nothing more than gossip and ruin the business. So this, number one, there's a lack of professionalism. And if you're taking your advice from a woman who's going to be sitting there putting on makeup as she's giving a tutorial, she's a joke too. She's capitalizing off of the girl energy that got screwed over, and now they're just going to bitch about it, and it spreads like wildfire. I will say, as she's got a point that I wanted to make, one of the reasons that we have such a high failure rate. And I did this the other day. Fraser Brooks was talking about he had like something hundreds of recruits in one day in a network marketing event. And that's where it has a problem. Darren Kidd put up a video, recruit 20 people in a day or 100 people in 10 days. That's the problem. If you opened up 100 franchises of a business, you sell coffee, you've got a coffee shop, and it went so successful with your coffee and donuts or Italian pastries that you're like, man, I got to open up 100 more locations. And it's just you. Will you have success training all those people? Then you put them in those stores and you're responsible for going to 100 different locations. It doesn't make any sense. So I am very anti the people like Darren Kidd, Fraser Brooks, who are so hell-bent on you getting massive number of recruits when you can't even do the business yourself. One of the biggest failure aspects of network marketing is people come in and then all of a sudden start focusing on recruiting when they don't even know how to sell. This has to change. This has to change because we're fueling in the anti-MLM industry and we're giving them validity, and it needs to change.
There is a potential pyramid scheme in the works. When you use this logic to people who are distributors, they'll inevitably say pyramid schemes are only about recruiting. They're not about selling a product, so this isn't a pyramid scheme. We can't be a pyramid scheme because we sell a legitimate product. Also, pyramid schemes are illegal and we're legal.
Pyramid scams have done this to as well too. Pyramid scams are illegal. Scheme is simply a definition for a plan. It's semantics. That's all it is. Scam is illegal. Scam is, I recruit you. Give me $200. That's it. Now, I need you to get 2 people each to give you $200. Of that, you're going to give me $150 each. You're going to keep 50 each. Then you're going to get each of them to get 2 people. You're going to give me $150 each. You're going to keep 50 from all 4 of them now. That's a pyramid scam, is exchange of money for nothing. When you exchange money for a product or a service, it's a legitimate business. Pyramid scheme, yes, if you are in MLM, if you are in network marketing, social selling, direct selling, whatever we're calling it this way, to polish the turd of an industry that needs a change, you are in a pyramid scheme. It is a scheme. It's a structure. It's a plan of business. That's all it is. Embrace it, accept it, but do it better.
We're not a pyramid scheme. So you have to maintain your distribution status by buying a certain amount of product to be in an MLM in the first place, and compare it against recruitment income generated. So for example, in many MLMs, to keep your current rank, because there's ranks in MLMs, it's a whole big thing. So a certain amount of product needs to be sold and maintained as inventory. So meaning you're selling for the company, but you're also a customer. To make it make sense, MLMs are based in the recruiting model, but
I understand that, and I've used this argument before too, but anti-MLMers hate to do it. If I went out to be a McDonald's, like a McDonald's franchise, I think it's like a $2.5 million franchise fee. Then you have to wind up the business models, they own the property, but you own the business. So you're still paying into that. And I'm sure that there are certain fees they have. Real estate is a great one. I did have a real estate license. I hated the industry. You have to pay for your license, pay for the class to get your license, pay for the test, and then it's fees out the wazoo all the time, your broker's fee, all this. There's fees in everything. So they downplay this. Yes, the business model, which is a fantastic business model. I owned a gym, and I used to give my presentations on this all the time. An 2,700 square foot gym. And every month I had to pay and cover the cost of rent and heat in the wintertime and AC in the summertime and water, you name it. I had overhead, and it was a brick and mortar. And I had to constantly recruit new people to come in to cover the cost of that. And my recruiting was done by putting on great, I was a martial arts gym, and a great structure, a great teaching, this and that. And it was a business. When I looked at network marketing, here, it made sense to me. Okay, you can sell for our company. Awesome. You are required to pay a fee every year. And ours is, I believe it's like $54. Every year you have to pay a $54 fee. And that's it. In my specific company, I am not required. I am not required to purchase product every month. That's it. I have no problem getting the $54 fee every year. That doesn't bother me. I'm part of the company I'm with because I love the product. In a grand scheme of things, this is the very, very, very basic level of why recruiting for network marketing to present value. I love the product that I'm on. I believe in the product that I'm on. The product for me, I notice personal benefits from the product I'm on. Been on the product for 14 years. It's great. 13 years. It's great. That being said, when someone told me, if you become a recruiter for our company and you sell, it will cost you $54 for that year, plus X amount of dollars still per month that you pay for your fee. Okay. If you sell this many products, it will cover the cost of what you spend every month in our product, on your product. That made sense to me. So for me personally, if I'm going to continue taking the product, and let's just say it costs me $250 a month, let's say I have to sell 5. 5 every month will cover the cost of what you consume. To me, that makes complete sense. I don't have a problem with that. Is it a lot of work to sell that many per month? For me, no, it's not. For me, no, it's not. And then when you get set in a certain amount, it automatically covers it every month, provided the people stay as your customers. So I saw it as a benefit, the very, very simplest foundation for value in becoming somebody that was a representative of the company that I work for, instead of just becoming a customer of them, was I could get the product for free if I sold a certain number. Transparent. To me, there was nothing wrong with that. I see value in it. It wasn't you got to listen for $1 million, just how many you got to sell. I wanted to go at what is the baseline value? Start to look at that. If you're going to talk to people and say, listen, you're a customer of mine, I would like to talk to you about working for the company. It is a value aspect. And they go, I really don't feel like selling, pitching, and closing. If recruiting was something that was essential for you to advance ranks, do you now see, hey, listen, I am fantastic at selling. I don't want you to sell. I want to be transparent for the people I bring in who I'm selling to. I'm going to put them in under you. They're going to know about it. You're going to know about it. It's still under me because you're under me. The next 5 I sell goes underneath you, and that will cover your cost. Does it have any interest in it to you? I don't want you to sell. I don't want you to do anything. All I want you to do is take the product, be in love with the product. If you are, and you talk to people about it, send those people my way. Anyone you send, I will put under you. You benefit. Maybe you make an extra $25 a month, but at the same time, you still get the cost covered for your product, of which I benefit monetarily. I do not know why this is so hard in the network marketing space to talk about. The biggest reason is because it's not a high ticket closing item where you're not profiting $1,500 or $15,000 off of each transaction. Maybe you profit $25 off of it. But if you start positioning each one of those bricks the right way, your foundation is going to be solid, unshakable, and you build your building on that. So this has always been an argument with the network marketing space. Take it down to its basic level. Number one, you see value on it. If you are a customer and you see value in getting it for free, that's it. Yes, I want to do the business. I just want to cover the cost of my product so I don't have to pay for it. How do I do that? What will you do as my upline to help me reach that goal? And if they don't give you that answer, call me. I'll work with you.
Hide behind product sales model.
You don't make money from selling products. You make a little, not much.
Yeah, see, there's the garbage too from these people who do this shit. And I've heard it from all the people who come in for a seminar. I make $250,000 a month. How'd you do it? I talk to 3 people a day. Okay, I get it. And it's always been the same thing. They will never tell you the answer at all. It's all smoke, mirrors, shiny objects. That's all it is. Yes, you do make money. You have to ask anybody you are recruited under, can I, by myself, make money in this business just selling? And if no, it's not. Yeah. Show me how much I make off of each sale. And then when that person is on there, what do I make every month from them staying on the business? Do not get lost in the business model of them going to, well, if you get 200, this is what you get. Start with the basics. Listen, I'm interested in becoming an expert at this product. I'm becoming an expert at selling this product. I need to know if I sell 10 every month, not only what do I get for the new each 10 I brought in, but what do I get for now the 20 who are coming in on that third month on top of the 10 I'm bringing in. If they can't give you those numbers, don't do business with them. But yes, selling is essential. How we change this business is we need to be going back to becoming sales experts first before recruiting.
Not enough to pay the bills that are racking up. You make money from signing people up.
Almost all of these schemes tell you that you can make money by just recruiting 3 or 4 or 5, let's say, 5. Then you let the 5 do their 5. That gives you 25. What they don't show you is that you could only do that 13 cycles. And you would.
I hate this. You get all these people out there saying, if you did that, then every single person in America would be sold. That's not the case. I mean, what do we want to talk about? People age, people drop out of the business, people die, people aren't born yet who are going to become the age of 18 that could do this business. And it hasn't happened yet, right? Because not everybody's going to put in the same effort as you do. People are going to cycle in and out all the time. I have people who came into I've restarted my business countless times because the teams I come in are so gung-ho and they don't measure up to my level of effort, but I still make money because when they don't re-up for the next year, all the people we put underneath them, they become my customers. That's my business model. So it's a win. And there are people who drop out, come back, and then come back later on and say, hey, I want to do the business again. It does not make any sense. And they use this argument for a definitive purpose. But again, you're talking about human fragility in this business. People are not going to do it. They're going to say, yeah, but 80% of the people don't do anything. They come in, they leave after 2 weeks. They ghost you after 2 months. So this scale works if every single person comes in and they do the exact same thing. They come in, they recruit 2. They don't. There are people I've had for years that never recruit 1. Doesn't happen that way. So if the standard is everyone comes in and they're robotic and they're 100% successful on every pitch they get and they recruit 2 people, then you'll run out of people. Other than this, it's a lie and it's a fallacy, it's a falsehood.
Would exceed the population of the earth.
So they say things like, these products are amazing. You should become a salesperson to sell this amazing product and start your own business opportunity. It's always about the business opportunity, right? Only people at the top of MLMs can truly earn a significant income. The majority, 99% to be exact, earn.
That's another lie too as well. It's the top of your business. I'm the top of my own pyramid structure, right? Yes, and my upline loves it every time I wind up selling because they make money. But still, you have to ask yourself, the company I'm with is 54 years old. How many people are no longer doing the business, or how many people that my upline brought in, how many times did she surpass the people that she was up over because they stopped doing the business? There were people that stopped the same time. People that stopped the same time I did it. I surpassed them. It is, again, you're talking about perfect world scenarios. It's very simple. No one will have the exact same level of effort, influence, or ability. So these are disingenuous arguments that are theories only. That's all they are. Oh, only the people at the top making money. That's a lie. That's a lie. It's a theory only, and they leave it at that because you can't prove a negative. Right? So here's where we're at. It's a negative statement. Well, they can't prove it. Or they can't disprove it either.
Nothing or lose money. Now that is an actual statistic that you can actually look up via income disclosure statements. And if you don't know what an MLM would be, let me give you a few of the top ones. Beachbody, Advocare, Alcone, Alouette, Amway, Avon, doTERRA, Young Living, Herbalife, H2O at Home, It Works, Isogenics, Thrive Network, Jamberry, Juice Plus, LuLaRoe, LipSense, Mary Kay, Mascara, Monate, The Pampered Chef, Party Light, Pure Romance, Purium, Prove It, Primerica, Plexus, Rodan & Fields, Senegence, Scentsy, Team Beachbody, Tupperware, Unique. The list goes on and on and on. Before we get too far into this video, I want to make something very clear. I've seen
you need to make it clear too that these companies like Amway, the godfather of them all, has been around for how many decades? And they haven't recruited everybody because people drop out and new people come in. So that goes back to the whole theory of it being garbage. And you get people who get into Amway who, I'm going to tell you flat out, and I thought about this, and I'm not going to leave my company. If I ever did, I would go to Amway. I would go to, they absolutely have a proven, established product base and business model. There's nothing wrong with it. You just have to do a lot of work. It's a lot of pitching and closing and selling. And when you're somebody who is in this business, the number one problem is you work from home. And anybody who's ever worked from home, you know how easy it is to get to be distracted. Oh, there's always something online. I could check my social media, something in the fridge. I could take a nap, this and that. And you know, you don't have the confidence to pick up and cold call. The funnel filling service destroyed the ability in this industry because people thought that all you had to do was put something up online and your funnel was going to be filled and it was going to be automated. People stopped talking to other people. They stopped cold calling. They stopped pitching. They stopped presenting. They stopped handling objections. They don't know how to do it anymore. It's a people service-based industry. That's why everybody fails who comes in it, especially the younger generation. I'm going to tell you flat out, baby boomers, you guys who are on retirement right now, who are like, I don't know what I'm going to do because Social Security isn't covering it and I'm not clearing in from my retirement what I'm doing. Do you understand that this is your industry for the taking? What do you want? A 20-something-year-old female, single mom, housewife, or just whatever the status is, who has no social skills because that generation is purely addicted to status on social media versus a generation who knows what it's like to go work, pick up that phone, pound that pavement? It's a lot of work. This industry is yours for the changing, the evolution. I strongly believe that the retirees that are now can redo this industry massively with their work ethic and their people skill ability. It just is what it is, and I see that happening.
A lot of anti-MLM videos. And I think that a lot of times when I watch these, they can come across as shaming the people in them. I do not shame you if you're in one. Unless you're one of the people at the top scamming people, knowing all of this information and continuing to do it anyway, this video isn't for you.
I agree.
This video is for the people who may have...
I agree. Those people who are on the top of the industries who stand in the... I'll say it all the time too. I was in another company for a brief period of time, and the top people were a husband and wife team. And part of their wowing presentation was they made it to the status of what's called a black diamond, $1 million earner in a week. And if they could do it, you could do it. And they were the typical people. I think they were from Florida, inflated lips, inflated chest, it's the flashy sports coat on stage, all this. They looked the part, tans, all the loving couple. And that was their shtick. We made it to black diamond in a week. You can too. What they failed to tell everyone in was that they had 6 months prior, at least, to where they knew the owner of the company, and he was launching the company, and it was opening in 6 months. So they had a time to recruit everyone, and the day that it launched, hey, we're launching today, jump in. And they put in 60, 70, 100 people the day and the week of, and that immediately launched them to the status of Black Diamond based on their points. You could do that. You could do that if you get involved with your business and you spend 6 months recruiting people and say, listen, today is April 8th, okay? And on September 8th, we're all going to come in this business. I need you to hold on, right? I'm going to contact you in 6 months. We're going to do this again. And then you put them all in. You'll do that. But what are you doing between that time? That's the problem that we have to have, that it would actually be October 8th, I think, for my math, to make it 6 months. But that's the problem we have. Yes, I agree. The shady shysters who have the microphone that everybody worships at the events, they're the cancer of this business, and we need to oust them.
Have joined one and are really hesitant to even believe the words that I'm saying right now because you've been told one thing from somebody that you trust and you believe that thing. This isn't to make you feel stupid either. You're not stupid for joining an MLM. You're not. And you shouldn't be embarrassed.
So far, I'm not going to lie. I like her video. Out of anybody who is anti-MLM, she is the best so far. She is presenting information on a calm, pragmatic, systematic method, and I respect her for doing it this way.
They are really good at making you feel like you're going to make a lot of money.
I was somebody in LuLaRoe, that's how it felt.
Sold 88.
Whew, dopamine. Getting a new box. Whew, dopamine. And I remember my upline going, you'll be mentored by this time next year.
They're really good at making you feel like this is going to get you out of your financial situation. They exist as a scam because they're doing a really good job at scamming.
Because you get to be your own boss, earn extra money,
work from home, raise your own children.
You can name your own hours.
Make part-time or full-time money,
paying the bills.
Share this video with 10 people.
Yeah, but the thing about it is none of this is a lie. You can. All of that can happen. It's just completely subjective on the time frame, and it doesn't. This is not a business that is going to be a result of your effort. You're dealing with other human beings. You have no control over the emotional state of another human being who decides to do this business, and you're going to get, hey, we doing this? No, I decided against it. Or you're going to get blown off. It is not. It's. I hate when they say it's a numbers game too, because that isn't fair. The bottom line, this is a sales business. Like any other sales job out there. You want to look at it as your own boss? Fine. I do. I look at it as I own my own franchise for the company I'm with, which means I'm responsible for it. And the problem is 90% of the people who come in this business, they've never been a business owner. They have no idea how, holy shit, dude, you're required for the phone calls. You're required to set time apart. You're required. You pitch 10 people and all 10 of them call you at the same time. How are you going to manage that one? It is management in network marketing is one of the hardest things you have to look at. You guys pitch and close so many people. You put your product out there for so many people. You expect your DMs to fill. If they filled and you got 30 people getting back to you in one day, how are you going to do that? It's a minimum of an hour each person. You think you're going to spend 3 minutes on the phone with somebody, get them to buy it? This is a business. You need to treat it as such. We don't treat this as a business. That's the problem, and we need to change the mindset on it.
to care about, that you love, that you adore, that you admire. 20 people, 30 people.
Come on, what are you waiting for?
100 people. Share with everybody. They want what we have. We got it.
You want to defend it because you want it to be real. And
No,
you may
I
have
will
made
not
some money in
defend
the past. But the reason that that is problematic is because it comes at the expense of other people not making money.
Let's say you signed up 3 friends.
Okay.
Then you and I would help those 3 friends sign up their 3 friends and get their $700.
Okay.
Now there's 9 people there, right? Then we help those 9 people.
And the thing about this is it never happens. Number one, if you've heard any of my content before, don't you dare go to your friends and family in this business. Don't. If you want to use them to practice your pitch, do that. Be transparent. Hey, Uncle Joe, hey, listen, I got involved with the network marketing business. I do not know what I'm doing. I am not trying to sell you or recruit you. However, will you role play with me? Can I pitch you? I'm nervous. I want to improve this. Can you give me every objection that you had? Treat me, like I'm a salesperson and be as hard as you can on me to improve this. Do not, under any circumstances, recruit, pitch, sell anything to your friends and family in this business ever.
Sign up their 3 different friends and they get a 7. So everyone kind of gets their money back.
So when there is that income structure of you at the top, you recruit 5 people, they recruit 5 people, and the list goes on and on. Yes, if you're high up there on that recruitment chain, your downline is making you a lot of money, way more than the actual products that you sell. Because in an MLM, it's not really about the products that you sell, it's about the people that you've recruited underneath you and the products they sell and the people they recruit.
Keep in mind, most of the people you bring in cannot sell. So I'm going to tell you flat out, this is where I disagree with her. You got, out of 100 people, you're going to get one great salesperson. So that person is doing all the selling. It is about the product you sell. Because guess what? If the product you sell is garbage, the company's going out of business. If the company's going out of business, what do you do in the first place? This is why, if you're interested in network marketing, I get a lot of people all the time. It's a brand new business. I want you on my team. I get pitched several damn times a month. And no. New businesses are not the way to go. Every one of those businesses she listed in the beginning, I would do one of those. Herbalife, Juice Plus, Amway, doTERRA, all these established businesses, do them. They're established. Do not get involved with the new businesses. I'm telling you, I have rarely seen any of them last.
And the more people they recruit, the more money you make if you recruited them. And a lot of people in MLMs will get really upset by that. They're like, this isn't a pyramid scheme. It can't be.
Yes, it is.
We're legal, and pyramid schemes are illegal.
No, pyramid scams
We're
are
a
illegal.
legal pyramid scheme. And a lot of them have been shut down for this exact reason.
I go back to any company. I started in Disney as a director, and then I went to be executive vice president, and then president of the international entity of the company. So I moved up 6 or 7 levels. And at the top was sitting the CEO.
Yeah, I'm a retired cop, right? You had chief of police, then the deputy chief, then commanders, lieutenants, sergeants, patrol. Everything's a pyramid scam. Everything is a pyramid scheme, not scam, excuse me. It's a pyramid structure. The person at the top, it is what it is. I've talked about this several times. I've got video content breaking that down if you're presented with that argument or debate.
The company, Michael Eisner, is that a pyramid? Is that any different than what we're doing here?
Yes, it is completely different. Disney was a corporate ladder. Those were all salaried positions with benefits. The company wasn't banking on you personally filling your garage with cases of unsold DVDs of The Lion King 2, Simba's Pride.
This was a great video too. If you haven't watched it, this is the John Oliver video. Watch the video, and he picks two or three companies, and one of them was Herbalife. And he tears into it for 30-something minutes. It got 31 million views, and the amounts of comments in there from people who have been wounded by this business are there. Then go watch Patrick Bet-David's response to the video and understand what the business is. It's still the structure. It is, if you know flat out, listen, this is network marketing. It's 100% pure commission. You do not get paid if you do not sell product. Be transparent. You are not going to make $1 million in your first 6 months. Can you? Yeah, mathematically you can. 99.9% to infinity probability it's never going to happen. Will you make $20 your first month? You could. It's a much greater chance than that. But here's your expectations. This is what it is. Be a perfectionist at your skill set for selling, pitching, closing, learn how to do that, and then complete. If you have passion for that, because I do, it's sales. I love the thrill of selling. I just do. I love to sell. And I know I don't make any money unless I sell. So I'm somebody who sees value in the industry. I love it because it's like, man, I would love to clear all these people out and actually make the doorway open for more people who are like, dude, all right, I'm going to spend how much time? A lot of time. You're going to sell a lot of time selling. But then if we work together and we sell for people you bring in and we actually work for them, we'll start to make money and repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat. Again, the goal is get as many people possible on our team who we are making car payments for them. It's a backwards business model that I think has a lot of potential in changing this industry.
Especially in times like today, financial hardship is more than ever. Groceries are more expensive than I've ever seen them. Gas, inflation, it's really rough out there right now. And this is the time where a lot of people get sucked into these things because they've been told you will be able to help your family. You will be able to be financially free. And the reality is, no, you won't. This isn't me being mean. It's not me being harsh. It's me being true. You can't and most likely will not make money.
Well, it's you won't or you most likely won't. See, this is the thing I can't stand. Is you're speaking in absolutes. I make money. I make a very good paycheck off of this industry. I'm not a millionaire. So I don't understand. I'm transparent as hell. This is sales. This is recruiting. You do not get paid a single cent unless you sell product. So which is it? You won't make money or you will most likely won't. This is also why these are females doing these, putting on makeup to appeal to the women in this industry, because it's a giant emotional bond of it's trauma bonding. We're going to talk about this and I'm going to talk about it, which is a good thing. You need to be very aggressive, very assertive, very sales dominant, very sales oriented. You need to be a masculine energy in the sales industry, and you need to be influential. Not manipulative, but you need to be influential. And if you're not, then this is exactly what appeals to you and why you should leave the business, because you will not succeed. So they don't talk about those attributes, right? They never talk about, well, why you won't sell. Because you suck. They won't sell it. They won't talk about that. You can't sell. You're not going to make money. If you can sell and you get involved with network marketing, you will make money. Why is this such a hard thing to acknowledge? Because in today's day and age, we cannot stand putting blame on the person and putting in their responsibility. It's victim shaming. Shame them. You suck. Get out of the industry. Don't sell. Do not do it. You're giving this industry a bad name. Let's move on.
If you join an MLM. I have been recruited into an MLM. My sister was recruited into an MLM. Almost every one of my friends have been too. And that's by design. They know what to say.
They saw an easy target. They saw an easy target.
So you can go spend time with your family. So you can retire your husband from his job. So you can go spend time with your friends. You can travel the world.
When I started, my body fat was 37.5.
She said, you can, and you can. It's not false advertising.
And now it's right around 16, 17. The pain and the lethargy that go along with fibromyalgia is gone.
3 days into the experience, I was feeling like...
Yeah, I'm not a fan of product claims. I can't tell you what a product is going to do or be successful on. It's completely individual based on your own biology, your own makeup, and your own consumption of the product and your own experience.
Bald and Kayani become a diamond, you're not thinking big enough yet. If you haven't already visualized yourself at double black diamond, you need to kick yourself in the rear.
And they know the promises to make.
There's a lot of truth to this too. We're also in a day and age, we have a lot of weak people. If you look at anybody who's at the top of their industry, they get mocked and they get shamed. All you have to do is look at the anti-MLM influencers and how many businesses they talk about scam. Go to CoffeeZilla and his content. Everything is a scam. He legitimately has a functioning YouTube channel business where he makes a significant amount of money labeling everything a scam. Well, that's what we do. We're a generation of lazy people. If you're in business today, how many of you work and you see how many people that you work with? You're in retail, the restaurant industry, something you deal with people in sales, and people don't put in the effort. They're 5 minutes late to work. They do what they want to do. I'll get fired. This is the laziest generation of employees I've ever seen. Well, we want $20 an hour minimum wage to do what? Look at that whole minimum wage thing. It was, you're going to get $15 minimum wage to flip burgers when it's meant for you to attain your next level. It's a stepping stone. This industry is saturated with people who think that the magic 8 ball is going to get them paid. So we have to blame people. She was recruited because she was an easy target. This generation of network marketers, and all of them who claim it's a fucking scam, will never take accountability for themselves and say, I'm the problem. And you see them always interviewed by the anti-MLM people. I was in this company for 10 years and it's a scam. It took you 10 years to realize that? One of my favorites is Erin Bees. Erin Bees, who was she had Jesse Lee Ward as a mentor and a friend and was just given accolades by Jesse Lee Ward at events. And Erin is being interviewed on a podcast stating openly she committed fraud, but the industry's a scam. And everybody, oh, she's so brave. She's so brave. We have a boatload of people who need to be eradicated from this industry and they need to be exposed. So I am alignment with the anti-MLM community for getting these people out of this industry, but don't not call it what it is. Lazy shysters who have no credibility in what they say because they didn't do any of the work in the first place.
To make you have that hope. And that's what pisses me the fuck off about MLMs, is that they make you feel like you have that hope, that glimmer, that feeling of maybe I can get myself out.
I wanted to go back to this for a second because this is the thing. Maybe they did, right? Because if you look at any industry whatsoever, it doesn't matter if it's a sport or if it's sales, you get the people who are at the top of their industry who are hated and it's a scam. Oh my God, scam. But why? The one that I've seen two people over the last 2 years get hate like I've never seen before. Andy Elliott and Wes Watson. And Wes Watson, he's a scam. He's a scam. The guy promotes personal excellence and he's hard as shit on a person, which is something from my generation. That's what we work best under. We work best under negative reinforcement. You're a fat piece of shit. You're lazy, this and that. Yeah, that triggers me and it forces me. I was a competitive wrestler in my youth. That's the style that gets me to train harder, to go out and win matches. You get Andy Elliott. Well, I don't hire anybody who doesn't have a six-pack. Oh my God, he's such a narcissist scumbag. Wait a second. You mean you can't stand people who have personal standards for their business? This is the day and age where personal standards are gone. People do not want dominant, aggressive, masculine energy. They'll call it the Me Too movement, toxic masculinity. And what are we left with? We are left with women who truly don't possess this type of energy to improve a sales-based industry, who are failing. And now we're supposed to feel pity for them. And listen, I'm not trying to insult you. I'm truly not. But there's a reason why you were recruited. I don't mean to be an ass, but you look at the women who are at the top of the industry promoting, blondes, picturesque, in shape, augmented chest, and look at the women who are complaining. Aaron B's, overweight, unattractive. Julie Joe, unattractive, overweight. I don't mean to be an ass, but I'll say it. You're an overweight woman complaining about an industry that sales. It says to me that you don't have respect in yourself. If you look at the people who are complaining about the anti-MLM or the anti-MLMers, they are unattractive, out of shape people. And it's not purely subjected to size. There are people who are very overweight, who have a phenomenal, positive, insanely attractive personality. It's all the energy they're putting across. If you look at people who say they failed in the business, look at how they present themselves. They probably dress like shit, look like shit, are overweight, and they're toxic people who are Debbie Downers and Eeyores who have negative energy or complaining about a business.
Out of this financial situation, and they know for a fact you will not.
We were taught and encouraged to spend every month, so we would be dependent on that next bonus check. So we couldn't leave, in my opinion, which was a cult.
Unless you are in that actual 1%, they know you're going to lose money. And they're willing to take that risk because it makes them money.
Again, it's not the people at the top are making the money. It's the same with every industry. It doesn't matter if it's real estate, if it's sports, if it's anything else. Like, my God, my chief at my police department, what was he making, $200,000 a year, and he didn't do anything. So I'm so tired of this argument. Yes, they are making money off of other people, but if you know that going in, it's not a scheme. It is what it is.
It felt like a little bit of a pyramid scheme.
Do you know what a pyramid scheme is?
Like a couple shares of, do you want to get shares of like a, what do you think it is?
This is a definition from Wikipedia. A pyramid scheme is a business model that recruits members via a...
Already talked about this. I've got videos on this. I'm going to skip ahead again because, again, it's going to be the same repetitive content all the time. And all you need to know is you need to be the bottom line. And I'm going to give this a few more minutes. I'm not going to keep going on the whole thing. You can watch it yourself and keep it in mind if you want to continue. It's selling a product. And then what's the methods of selling? I've got several videos talking about the proper pitching and closing for both cold market and warm market. Are you selling a product? Are you selling a service? And then recruiting, doing it the right way. They're going to throw all these studies, this, polls, this, surveys, this. It's all based on the subjective information from people who come in. They were not trained properly. They go to the events and it's flashy and there's music and there's this and that and there's dancing and there's hugging and that's the emotional content. Oh my God, do they love to bring that emotional content in. I don't go to the events. I hate the events. Don't hug me. I don't love you. I don't know you. And you're not my bro. I can't stand that either. But it's meant to keep you on. It's an emotional trigger. And they're going to talk about that as well too. Tell me how to sell. Talk to me about cadence in my voice. Talk to me about becoming an expert in what I'm selling. Talk to me about serving others. These are the things you need to know if you're going to get involved in this business.
Promise of payments or services for enrolling others into the scheme, rather than supplying investment or as pyramid schemes. While many MLM...
Me and another guy. Now we are getting
large returns, while the statistical improbability of this is de-emphasized.
We can have vacations and sailboats, and we can have more.
I hate this shit too, and I'm glad she's going to go in on this part of it. It's the hype and the emotionalism and the selling, and literally debunking any network marketing or anti-network marketing video is simply this. It comes down to always selling and recruiting, and the question you have to ask yourself simply is, can you sell? And if you sell, can you duplicate that? And if you can't, can you sell for somebody else? So literally, they're going to keep talking about this same thing over and over and over again. 99% of lose money. That's subjective. How much money did they lose? Again, this is what I can't stand. If you know you're coming in and you spend money, it's willing. You're a willing participant. All right. I have to come in, I have to spend $200 a month every month to stay on this product in order to be able to sell this product. Well, you're the one who chooses how long you're going to do it. So stop playing victim when 6 months went by and you didn't get a sale. Now, if your upline is not doing the work for you, find somebody else who's going to work for you. This is where the industry has to change. I can't stand people getting involved in this industry and crying as if they had nothing to do with their own failure. They quit. You suck at selling. You suck at recruiting. Yes, you need to be blamed, but we don't do that. Oh, we constantly, I don't know how else to say this. It's the same thing as women or guys who get seduced by someone and they sleep with them and then the person doesn't call them the next day or they're dating somebody new. Whose fault is that? Yours. Yeah, they sweet talked you into being stupid. Take some personal responsibility. Gang, these videos are all the same and they point out the same stuff, and I've got non-stop videos to show this content. This business is selling. It is recruiting others to sell, but you have to be phenomenally good at that aspect in order to serve the people underneath you. So if you want success with network marketing, and you could watch the rest of this video, but they're going to go over the same emotional content. And you hold me over the coals if you have any questions too. 708-982-0974. Call me if you have any questions about your business. You need to learn to sell. And my formula for this is to find the number of products or services that you need to sell personally in your business to wind up clearing a car payment a month. Set your goal for $500 a month profit. So if it costs you $250 a month in product, that means you need to bring in $750 a month in order to profit the $500. After you've done that, then you can start recruiting. But you better make sure that you're working for the people underneath you. And then you repeat that as many times as possible to save people from a bill. That should be your goal. You're helping people get out from underneath one financial bill every month if you truly care. And maybe you only help one person that year. You have to be the one to determine the worth in that, because the other anti-MLM people say, well, that's not worth it. According to who? According to who? That is subjective. So when you understand, when you look at these videos, everything they say, it's based off of subjectivity and everything is open to interpretation for the person who I quit. I failed. Well, I failed. How many calls did you make that month? 1. Okay. I failed. How many sales did you get that year? 5. How many people did you talk to? 10. Holy shit, man. That's why you failed. So learn to accept personal accountability. Learn to hold your upline over the coals. Get them to tell you everything about the inside and the outside of the business. Don't take anything for granted. Learn selling. Oren Clough for closing. Tim Sales for network marketing. Todd Falcone for network marketing. Jordan Belfort for sales. Go watch these videos over and over and over again. Dress properly, present yourself properly, treat everybody with the highest level of respect, be transparent. Yes, I'm trying to sell you. Yes, I'm trying to recruit you. Yes, I'm trying to close you. Yes, I'm trying to get your business. Treat this as if it were sales, and we will change this industry together. I'm so tired of this garbage, and it's usually from people who have been victimized in this industry because they are easy targets. Look at the common denominator from 90% of the people who are anti-MLM. They're women. They're women who are targeted, women who are just lied to, women with no skill set in sales, and women who I got scammed, and they put their makeup on while they're talking to you in a video. You could see who the problem is. If it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a duck. That's it. I hope this made sense to you. You can continue this video on your own. This was the real truth about multi-level marketing, scams, lies, and pyramid schemes. This was by Raw Beauty Christie. And you can just check it on your own. But again, it's the same in all these videos. It's a scam. This is how they're doing it. This is how they're not doing it. It's sales. It's sales. And if I can help you in any way improve your business, I don't care who you're with. Yes, I will try to recruit you, show you how I work for you. But at the same time, I want to change this industry, and together we could do it together. This is the Bull of MLM, Network Marketing Warfare Together. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Like, comment below what you think. I'd love to hear about your experience, good, bad, or indifferent. And yes, we'll change the industry together. Have a great damn day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.